Christmas.
Hello everybody, this is Alessandra. Welcome to my home, welcome to my kitchen. Welcome to the third day of the 12 days of cookies and desserts. So today we're making Struffoli, a recipe passed down by my Aunt Tina. She's gone, but she had a full, beautiful life, and she made sure that she taught us how to make these things so we could pass them on to future generations. So let's get started. The recipe is 4 cups of flour, 6 eggs. The eggs, and Tina used to say, they need to be jumbo eggs. I don't find jumbo eggs easily in the market, so I'm using extra large eggs, and I'm gonna use an extra one. If you find the jumbo eggs, so it's 4 cups of flour, 6 eggs. All right, then you're gonna need 2 cups of honey, salt. I'm going to add the peel of these beautiful tangerines I bought nice and fresh. They're in season right now, so it's wonderful. You can use the zest of the peel of an orange, the peel of a lemon, and we're going to be needing frying oil. I like to use a wok, but I'll do that later. So let's get started with this. Okay, the work surface, I just added mine. Going to add the eggs in the center. If the eggs, you forget to take them out because you want them room temperature, what you could do is just fill them up, put them in a bowl, fill it up with hot tap water. Make sure it's not boiling water, otherwise you'll have hard-boiled eggs. So this is, you see, I softened it. You could tell that it's warm. Okay. Let's add the pinch of salt, not too much. I would say 1/8 of a teaspoon. Perfect. Now let's gradually start working the flour in. Okay, just gather all the flour in. And what I like to do also is, the reason why I like to do it on the work surface is because the work surface, you're going to see it's going to be a little sticky, and that's going to be great to be able to roll out the struffoli later. You'll see. I'll show you. With the help of the spatula, I'm just going to gather all my dough in one spot to mix everything together well. So basically the dough is egg and flour, the right ratio. If you feel that it's sticky, add a little bit more flour. If you feel that it's dry, then that means you definitely did not put enough eggs. It's really impossible to mess up this recipe. And I'll show you exactly how you want the dough to be. The funny part is that you really need to work it well. And I'll show you also when the dough is ready. I remember when Tina used to teach us, we would say, is it done? She go, zitta, zitta, lavora, lavora, faticata, faticata. That was in Napoletano what she would say. Lavora, lavora, that was her expression. Keep working. You gotta see the bubbles. You gotta see the bubbles. She had a very strong Italian-American accent. It was wonderful. So I still, as I make these things, I could almost hear her in the background telling me this. Okay, it's coming together beautifully. I'm gonna time myself how long I work it. I know it's gotta be at least 5-6 minutes. Once you've acquired this beautiful soft dough, take a look at that. You see the way it bounces back? Do not add any more flour. We're going to be, I'll show you next without even explaining it. You do not add flours because if you add flour, it will be impossible to roll the struffoli out. That's going to be the next time. I always get ahead of myself. So let's just keep working the dough. Okay, let's check if it's ready. So here it goes. I'm gonna go right straight down the middle. And you need eggs. Oh, look at that. You see those little bubbles? That's exactly what you want. Look, it's not sticky. It's not a sticky dough, so it's off your hands, but there's no other flour on the work surface. I'm gonna make a bowl again, and then I'm gonna cover it with a damp paper towel to rest right here. If you leave the dough like this, it's gonna dry out because it's only eggs and flour. So it's going to dry out and you need to keep it moist. So I'm going to get that done. Okay, here's the wet. I just wet the paper towel and squeeze the water out. So you're gonna keep the dough on the counter for about 30 minutes to rest, and I'll get the rest of the things set up. The reason why we use a wok, and Tina would say that it lets the air out of the pot and it doesn't overflow. I added about 5 cups of vegetable oil. You can use a canola, sunflower, peanut oil, but I like to use a vegetable oil. And I have a cookie sheet here ready. Now let's get back and start rolling these struffoli up. All right, I'm going to stress that out again. No flour on this side of the table when you're going to be rolling out the dough. And when you even grab this, I want you to cover it again. Look, if you look at the counter, look at the one that was here, it's all dried up. This is a dough that dries up quickly, and you definitely don't want that. So you're gonna roll them out. See, it's gotta be sticky, so the rolling is easy. It kind of helps you right on the counter. And you're gonna make little, we call them serpentelli, little snakes. The smaller you make the struffoli, the better they are, the better they taste, the crunchier they are. So now I'm gonna move the serpentelli on this side of the table. And now this side of the table is going to have the flour. So when you cut them, they don't stick together. See that? Now, once you put the flour, see when you put the flour, they don't roll anymore. Look at that. You won't be able to roll them. So you gotta do that. Okay. Now I'm gonna clean my hands off the flour with the wet towel, with the wet paper towel, and continue on. This is a nice serpentello. Now this part, you're definitely gonna need the extra flour, otherwise they stick together, and that's a problem. So be generous with your flour. You could just add it, and then I'll show you what's next with it. Okay, look how small they are. Next little snake. Next log. We call them serpentelli, but you could call them logs too. Last one. Flexible pizza plates, and you'll see why. There's a little trick. All right, now pick them up like this. Shake the excess flour off and put them on a little paper plate, and each one will be fried. So each plate is one frying. Una frittura. I don't know how to say that in English. So each time I lower the paper plate right into the flour, into the oil. I lower it right into the oil. And the plate is flexible, so it allows for flexibility when you drop it. Oil on 375. And this is what I mean about the flexibility of the paper plate. You're gonna be able to lower them right in without the oil splattering back at you. Now, with the skimmer, just give it a stir. And watch it do its magic. Take a look. See that? Once they're golden, then you can go ahead and remove them. you will see that when they're fried and made properly, they really don't absorb much oil. And I like this method because you're kind of draining it twice. Now let's get with the next plating. See? Don't want the oil splattering. Don't walk away. When you're doing something like this, please do not walk away because the oil could overflow. And kind of do this movement on top. It keeps the bubbles down and your oil will be okay. Look, now this is 3 batches later. You see the way the oil starts foaming? Please be careful, but keep doing this movement. If in case it were to rise, just shut off the flame immediately. But you see, just by doing that, it kind of stops it. Let's get the honey in. And the flame is on medium. And Tina would always say, add a spoon of sugar, it's gonna give it a shine. So I'm putting in a tablespoon of sugar and the zest of a lemon. And you'll see the lemon, as the honey gets hot, it's going to be almost like a caramelized lemon skin, and it's super delicious. So I always like to add extra pieces in. Let's get also, look how beautiful this tangerine is. Let's get the skin in too. Let it melt and come to a boil. Just let it boil for a minute or so. The lemon and tangerine skin release flavor into the honey, and that makes it super delicious. Take a look at the paper towel. Absolutely no oil on it. That goes to show that how little oil they really absorb. Now you gotta work fast because once we add the honey, you need to make sure it's hot, and when you add the sprinkles on, otherwise the sprinkles will no longer stick. Make sure, keep stirring, make sure all the Struffoli get well coated with the honey. So this also gives you an idea how many the recipe made and how many you need for your family. Just let me tell you, no matter how many you make, it's never enough. I usually write a little list of people that get the Struffoli, and at the end of my list, I'm like, oh, I forgot that one. I forgot that friend. I forgot that. So never enough. So just keep on buying eggs and flour for the season, especially this year that we need to social distance. And we won't be together eating them. It's nice that you make extra and just drop them at people's friends and families' doorsteps. Okay, enough with the talking. What I'm going to do this year a little different. I'm going to do individual little cups. So here it goes. Take a look at that. Going to make so everybody could grab their own and not eat out of a big plate. Also, I have even smaller little plates. Look at that. This is just like a Struffoli gourmet little dessert. Also, if you do them in a plate, what's nice to do is make them into the shape of a Christmas wreath. So you just add them on. With your hands, you're going to work it quickly. There it goes. If your hands get a little sticky, just wet them gently. I'm going to add a tangerine in the middle. And for a final touch, the sprinkles. Look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? Okay, Maddie, cut it. So we're all done, and this is what the batch made. Take a look. They look fantastic. I used all different sizes and all the individual portions, and it looks really great. I guess I got to do the taste test. Not as if I didn't do that already. I did that already. They're absolutely delicious. Some people will ask, can I keep them? I usually make them a few days before the holidays when I need them. I would probably Just make them, keep them in Ziploc bags, and then right before you eat them, that's when you dress them with the honey. Just a little suggestion. Thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell button. We have 9 more holiday treats, cookies and desserts, Christmas edition. Thank you for watching. Arrivederci, alla prossima. Ciao, ciao.